Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I've officially been reselling part-time for 1 year. I hit my 1 year mark back in October of this year, which is absolutely crazy. And I wanted to make a video for you guys going through 5 reseller tips / 5 things that I've learned to help new resellers out or just help refresh and remind you if you're an experienced reseller. I'm going to start off, go right into it. My voice is a little gone because I have been sick, but I really wanted to make this video for guys because I feel like it is important. So number 1, be patient with yourself. You can do this. When you first start out reselling, it can be very, very frustrating because you see other resellers making the profits that you want to make, and you're just like, why can't I make that money? But it does take up some time to build up your store. I have a ton of inventory now, but I, like you, if you're a new reseller, started off with 1 piece. It started with the first item that I ever listed, and then it kept growing from there. So be patient, right? It does take time to build your store. If you're starting off new on Poshmark, you have to get to, is it like Poshmark seller status or Poshmark ambassador? That's what it's called. So you got to get to Poshmark ambassador 1 and then Poshmark ambassador 2. And along with that, you start accumulating reviews, which can help you get more sales. But if you want to be a reseller, you're going to be a reseller. That is what I had to remind myself. I'm like, I'm hitting these obstacles, but I want to be a reseller. If you put your mind to it, you can do anything. So be patient with yourself. You can be a reseller if you want to be. If you're hitting obstacles, figure out a way to overcome them. I started out reselling by watching other YouTuber resellers' videos, learning about the brands, learning about the styles, right? Learning their tips and their tricks. And I did all of that before I even went my first thrifting trip / sourcing trip to find stuff to resell online. So be patient with yourselves. You can do this. You're amazing. You've got this. Number 2, for me, I know not every store is going to be like this, not every business, but I learned to keep my cost of goods low. I used to only go to regular thrift stores, and especially when you're first starting out your reselling business, you're spending a lot of money, but you're not getting that return as quickly. And so I was just making my money back every time. And so all the hours I put in was very discouraging because I wasn't making any profit. I started going to the Goodwill outlet a lot more. And I know not everyone has a Goodwill outlet near them, but I started going like way more often. And then I would just sprinkle in going to the regular thrift store. And I started seeing a lot more money. And along with that, it was also just accumulating an inventory amount, but keeping my cost of goods low really helped my business. I do still go to thrift stores a lot, but I try to go to the Goodwill outlet mostly because I can buy something for $2 and then end up selling it for $15 and still make a profit, right? That's not my goal. But if I end up, getting a $15 offer on something I only spent $2 on, I'm much more likely to feel better about accepting it than if I spent like $6 or $8 on it. All right, number 3, comparison is the thief of joy. Like I said, when I was talking about being patient, I felt like everyone was making sales. Everyone was doing their what sold videos and talking about their sales. And I just felt so discouraged because I'm like, what am I doing wrong? I'm being consistent. I'm doing all the things. And, I just felt like, I wish I could put more listings out every day. But what you want to do is you want to compare yourself to yourself. So I'll look back on, if I had a bad week, I'll reflect after that week is over and think, okay, what can I do better? I'll make comparisons and check myself and try to improve myself. Or if I'll have a really good sales week, I'll also reflect and think, okay, what did I do that helped my sales grow and have gotten me lots of sales, right? So compare yourself to yourself. And if you do compare yourself to other resellers, don't compare in a way that's self-degrading and makes you feel bad. Compare in a way that you learn. Take the emotion out of it and evaluate, okay, what is that reseller doing that I'm not doing that I can make more money from, right? Take the emotion out of it, which can be hard, but if you compare yourself without that emotional aspect, it will not take the joy from you. Number 4, have a good Excel sheet. I only recently, within the past couple of months, have started using a new Excel sheet thanks to my husband. I was using a really basic Excel sheet that my husband had made me, but this new Excel sheet that he made me is new and improved, okay? I can type in the box letter that I want to add inventory to, and it'll tell me the next available number, which is not what my previous Excel sheet had. It also tells me my average sales price, average turnaround rate, and it also just has a lot of other amazing features. And so, like I said, you want to keep your costs low, right? That is what was my tip number 2. But you want to evaluate, okay, what things are actually worth putting some money into for my business. What I decided for my own business was I'm not going to pay for a reselling course, because there are like reselling courses that you can pay for. But honestly, I was like, I have the resources at my fingertips on YouTube, online. I can find this stuff for free. So I evaluated for my personal business that I don't need to pay for someone else to tell me how to be a better reseller and, style stuff and aesthetics that are going to help me make more sales. If I didn't have my husband to help me with an Excel sheet, I do feel like I should have realized that it would be good for me to pay for an Excel sheet. If someone had made a really good Excel sheet for resellers, it would probably be worth it for me to pay for it, as long as it was a reasonable price, because having a good Excel sheet can really help you stay organized in your business. I know that Vendoo, which is what I personally use to cross list, has a few of like the Excel sheet type stuff, but having an actual good Excel sheet will make a drastic difference in your business. And number 5, know your limits, okay? I am a mom. I'm a full-time mom, no daycare, no nothing. My daughter goes to preschool and my younger daughter takes naps, but really I do the bulk of my reselling at night when my daughters are asleep. A lot of moms, when their kids go to bed, that's when they start relaxing. When my kids go to bed, that's when I start working. But I always wanted to list 10 to 20 things a day. I would love to list 10 to 20 things a day, even more than 20 things a day, right? Because if I could list 40 things a day, 50 things a day, I could make so much more money as a reseller. But it's just not ideal for me. I think that my highest amount that I've ever listed of inventory in one day, I think, is 18 listings. And I felt so accomplished that I hit 18 listings in one day. But I spent so much time that day listing stuff, taking pictures, right, that I missed out on other stuff in my life, like my children and other important aspects of my life. I was so honed in on trying to get 18 listings in. And I'm very fortunate that I don't need to work full-time hours or put in full-time work, that I can just work part-time. Maybe when my daughters are older, I will be able to put out more than 5 to 10 listings a day. But for now, I try to get at least 5 to 10 listings a day. And when that doesn't happen, I'll try to aim for 10 listings the next day. So just know your limits, because you can see other resellers that are able to pump out a lot of listings a day. And it also comes down to, how fast are you able to work? Because I've tried to increase how fast I do a listing, but I just have realized that I'm slow. I've gotten faster at it from when I first started putting out listings, but I still am kind of slow. I check for grammatical errors a lot, and I think things through, even though I try to push stuff out fast. I've never been a fast test taker. In school, I was not a fast test taker. And so I've had to accept myself that I am a slow lister, okay? So even though I only get 5 to 10 listings out a day, that is good for me in my business. And I know that this is just temporary. When my daughters get older, like I said, I will be able to put out more listings. But this is my stage in my life. And if you have another job and then you do reselling on the other side, know your limits. Don't feel bad about your limits. Try to push your limits. I've tried to push my limits, but that day that I did 18 listings, it was just too much for me. And I realized, okay, I think that my max is maybe 12 a day, but ideally 10 is great, and even 5 a day is great. That's just that's the low base that I'm trying to aim for. But yeah, those are all the 5 new reseller tips / words of wisdom I have for you guys. I hope that you found them impactful. I know that reselling is hard, right? From the outside looking in, reselling looks easy. That's how I felt when I first started reselling. But I know that reselling does take hard work, but I love that I get to work my own hours. It is so, so freeing. And I've started to make more money just doing this longer, learning the tips and tricks, going to the Goodwill outlet more rather than going to regular thrift stores. And I'm so grateful for this reselling job that I have. But yeah, let me know down below what your favorite tip / word of wisdom was in this video, and if it helped you out at all. And I'll see you guys in the next video, hopefully. Bye.